President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the National Assembly to use the next open week to address the issue he raised during the signing ceremony of the 2018 appropriation bill. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who declared open this ceremony of the National Assembly Open Week in Abuja, the President said a stronger and more cordial executive-legislative relationship must exist in the interest of the nation, saying that it should be a win-win situation for all Nigerians.
While my desire was premised on the need to bring about better development outcomes in 2018, using the budget, it was regrettable that the required executive legislature collaboration was not reflected in the time it took to pass the bill. I must also mention that government has noted the detailed response to the issues raised at the signing of the 2018 appropriation bill. The point to underscore firmly is that a stronger a more cordial executive-legislature relationship must exist in the interest of the nation, and that the people that elected us into office, it must be a win-win situation for all Nigerians.
The President said the importance of the oversight activities of the legislature to ensure efficient, equitable, and judicial use of the resources to bring about deliveries of service by the executive cannot be overemphasized.
The importance of oversight activities of the legislature to ensure efficient, equitable, and judicious use of resources to bring about delivery of service by the executive cannot be overemphasized. Operationally, this involves visits by members of the relevant committees to the project sites of the MDAs under their purview, and in addition may involve holding public hearings in order to deepen understanding, appreciate the opportunities and challenges, and subsequently agree on areas requiring legislative intervention and other forms of support, advocacy, by the legislature.
In his remark, the President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, said for the collaboration to be effective between the three arms of government, there's need to strive to adhere to certain fundamental principles.
As a legislator, we are very much aware that modern democratic lawmaking requires a deliberate engagement of people, and issues that matter to people should form the core objective of Parliament. The Open Week ensures that the National Assembly is in tune with the mood of the nation. Because from our finding, we find that the majority of Nigerians sometimes are not sure of the policies of the work of the National Assembly. We hope through this process that we'll be able to understand our role and our responsibility. We will understand the work that we do, the bills that we pass, the process that it takes, and all the procedures and processes that are required. It is my hope that during this week, we'll be able to represent better to Nigerians what we're doing. It is my hope that the executive and also will have a better understanding. Let us work together. Let us understand that compromise, consultation, engagement are the factors that will ensure as the government will work together. The message I'd like us to leave away from here is that we must work together. We must give and take. We must understand our responsibilities, and we must put Nigeria first.
Also, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, said the National Assembly has opened its budget to the public within the ambit allowed by the appropriation law and process called on the other arms of the government, particularly executive branch, to open its door and activity to the legislative scrutiny. He said that many Nigerians do not quite understand the function of the parliament in carrying out its constitutional duties. He expressed hope that the event will meet the expectation of informing Nigerians more of workings of the parliament and other related issues.
May I also use this opportunity to call on other arms of government, particularly the executive branch, to open its doors and activities to the legislative scrutiny. Contrary to some mischief makers who obviously are enemies of open society, legislative oversight and scrutiny is very critical to government or to good governance. as the legislature remains perhaps the only arm of government imbued with necessary constitutional powers to obtain information necessary to shed light on any form of abuse, inefficiencies, or waste in governance. I therefore urge the other arms of government to continue to cooperate with the legislature and to leverage on the new regime of openness by always availing us of all information we require as timely as possible.
Now's Open Weeks is a platform that seeks to create the enabling environment for the legislature and the key stakeholders to chart a new course for development of the country. In Abuja, Nigeria, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. The outgoing French ambassador to Nigeria, Denis Gova, has identified impunity and injustice as the factor driving the killings and bloodshed in Plateau, Benue, Kaduna, and other parts of the country. The envoy attributed the killing to struggle for land, noting that foreigners were not involved in the bloodshed in the Middle Belt region of the country. Addressing journalists in commemoration of the 2018 French National Day in Abuja, the diplomat who will be rounding up his tour of duty at the end of the month said Nigerians deserve to enjoy the effective security and better governance than the government was currently providing. He admonished the federal government to punish those behind the killing. The envoy added, the second is justice. When there is that kind of killing, there must be proper prosecution and perpetrators must be properly sentenced. If that does not happen, then it cannot end. Gova noted that the foreign investors and partners will not be willing to invest in the affected area on the account of the security challenges there. According to the diplomat, Nigeria has recorded great progress against Boko Haram, he said, had not been eliminated. He explained that the security forces needed to maintain their offensive against the insurgents so that the displaced persons could return to their communities.
The Benue State Governor, Samuel Otten, has renounced his membership of the All Ruling Progressive Congress. The governor made a statement in Makurdi, the state's capital. He said his decision was based on the fact that the party has already issued him a red card for standing and speaking the truth for his people. Meanwhile, the governor is yet to state the party he is heading to.
The concerned members of the People Democratic Party (PDP) in Kwara State has appealed to the Senate President Bukola Saraki and his loyalists in the All Progressive Congress to defect to the PDP. The group also urged the Minister of Information Lai Mohammed and Kwara State APC fractional chairman Bashir Bolarinwa to defect to PDP. A statement which was signed by Abdullahi Lateef, Moshood Issa, Danjuma Hamid, and they were still read, "We are ready to embrace all those indefatigable political bigwigs like Saraki to act as the needed impetus for our success in the subsequent election." Meanwhile, member of the pioneer chairman of the PDP in Kwara State, Kunle Salman, had cautioned the PDP national chairman, Uche Secondus, against welcoming Saraki and his loyalists and other members of the Reform All Progressive Congress. He spoke when a score of women and youth of the PDP protested against the speculated return of Saraki and his loyalists to the PDP. All Progressive Congress has opted to use the direct primary method to elect its candidate for the forthcoming Osun State governorship election. This was made public by the national chairman of the APC, Adams Oshiomhole, after the meeting of the party National Working Committee in Abuja. He explained that the decision was informed by his administration's determination to ensure that the party's members took ownership of the party in order to entrench proper democratic ideals. According to him, the direct primary method was more democratic because it reduced the opportunity for corruption. Oshiomhole stressed that concentrating the power to choose the party's candidate in the hand of a few delegates was more prone to corruption. He noted that the party had commenced the process of organizing the primary election among the aspirants who had obtained nomination forms and had been cleared to contest by the panel set up for the purpose of the screening. 17 aspirants will be participating in the party's primary.